Mel from the Ebanscape. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. And thank you guys for thumbing up this video. I know you can do it. So this is not too long. This is just my intro to a video I've been promising for a long time called Future Hair. It's where I noticed a few trends in a lot of the sci-fi shows I've been watching, Raised by Wolves, Star Trek, The Expanse, and a handful of others, and I noticed the trend towards hair. And considering that Michael Burnham of Discovery now has new hair that seems to be confusing a lot of the white male fandom, I decided to go into it a little bit. So here goes nothing. Future hair from the Ebanscape. What is future hair? What is future hair? So future hair is hair that, well, is being treated as the hairstyle of the future, or the hairstyles of the future. I've been watching a lot of Star Trek Discovery, The Expanse, Raised by Wolves, and all of these shows they take place over the next few hundred years. In the case of Discovery, it's jumped all the way to the 32nd century. Wowza. So, Michael Burnham now has braids. There was that montage where we see her hair over the course of 1 year going through all this transition, which I think was pretty funny because a lot of the white male vloggers, I keep saying vloggers, but mainly YouTubers, were surprised by this. That Michael Burnham's hair could grow so long over the course of 1 year. And I felt like a broken record. I was going through all their channels pointing out that Michael Burnham is wearing braids. Braids, folks, braids. But it got me thinking about something. In the 32nd century, would braids exist? The answer is most likely no. Braids have been around in Black societies, Africa, for thousands of years. However, the concept of braids, which for those who don't know, it's artificial hair that's been braided into your natural hair, fake hair, for using crude terms. So this is a very old hairstyle found among the ancient Egyptians. Many mummies have been found to be wearing braids, but braids only kind of became popular among Black women over the course of the last 30 years, say maybe going back to the 1990s. The early 90s is when braids became a thing among Black women. So it really hasn't been worn all that often prior to that, even though it's existed in Africa for thousands of years. You can see the Himba tribe and their Himba braids. Black women over the last few years have been fighting tooth and nail to have recognition for their hair and to not be discriminated against for wearing our natural hair. I say they, but that also means me, because I too have more or less natural hair, although you might not be able to see it at times. But it is an issue for many Black women, so I do believe Sonequa Martin Green, who plays Burnham, is perhaps trying to represent the plight of Black women. And that's really a good thing. I really appreciate her for doing that. But even so, there is this belief I have that braids will not be in style 1,000 years from now, which is when Star Trek Discovery takes place, 32nd century. I'm just calling it right now that it won't be around 1,000 years from now. I'm just saying, maybe it might be there as a kind of stylistic retro throwback. You know, what's old is new again. A lot of things that go out of style come back in style, and these things never go away. But anyway, even so, I appreciate what she's doing by recognizing Black women's hair. And, you know, for a lot of the YouTubers, mainly white men, who've been sort of, what's going on there? It's somewhat frustrating that even now they haven't been paying attention. Michael Burnham has gone through numerous hairstyles. Some of them I like more than others. Now she has the braids. I'm curious about how long that will last, but in season 1, when we first meet her, she's wearing, I think it's a wig, and it appears to be straight. And then later, it appears to be her natural hair, but it's been pinned to the top of her head. in a very awkward matted way that is somewhat awkward to look at later. You know, all while I was watching this, I kept thinking, I just want to unpin that hair, because the actress Sonika Martin Green has lovely hair in real life, but for some reason they did this kind of faux hawk thingy on the top of her head, and it just looked really awkward. That it was clear that it was matted down to look that way, and I was hoping that she would get rid of it, but she didn't, and it just remained awkward throughout the season. And now when I saw that montage of her going through the natural hairstyles, I thought she was going to let her hair down, but only she has gotten braids, and I'm not sure how long the braids will last. But curiously, the actress in real life now has very cropped hair. She's basically shaved off her head and sort of bleached it blonde, so it's an interesting look, and I don't think she will be allowed to wear that for the upcoming season 4. So I'm guessing we're back to wearing wigs. And I just wanted to also note that for some reason her braids do look like a wig to me, and those exist. A braided wig. I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying it sort of does. Anyway, let me know what you think about that. But I just want to move on to some other future hair, because I think I spent a lot of time on Burnham, but I really wanted to get to the mullet. The future of the mullet, which I blame on Rihanna, who's been rocking that hairstyle and trying to bring it back. Why, Rihanna? Why? I know you look good in anything, but why? Okay, so there are 3 shows in particular that I wanted to look at: Raised by Wolves and The Expanse. Still some little Star Trek, but definitely Raised by Wolves. And we see it on Sue and Caleb in Raised by Wolves. All the Matraic all have this look for some reason, and I don't know what's going on there. Is this an interesting hairstyle? Is this really a future hairstyle? Yeah, the shaved head. Well, the sides are shaved and the hair goes from the front to the back, and there's a long mullet rat tail at the end. I don't know. I don't mind them, actually. I don't mind them, and I like that they appear to be unisex, so it's both male and female who are rocking these hairstyles. But I've not seen many other what I would describe as futuristic hairstyle on the X-Men, not the X-Men, the Expanse. Christian, played by Sharia Dashlu, I love her outfits, but she does have these big hair twists, what I would refer to as the Yao Min Rand basket hair, which is not a look I'm fancy. Not a look I fancy, because let's be honest here, it looks like there's stuff living in that, and I don't think that can ever be amazing. But yeah, but I haven't seen many twists. I've seen in Star Trek there've been a handful of black characters who've worn very Afro-punk type hairstyles, and Afro-punk hairstyles are very interesting but very over the top and maybe a little harder to maintain, which is why I don't think they'll be catching on anytime soon. But this faux hawk mullet combo look is really interesting. I'm curious as to why they've chosen this look. So many science fiction shows have chosen this look. These updated versions are very intriguing to me and I don't know about them. But let me know what you think about these future hairstyles.